Hello Quizheads, welcome to edition number 174 of Takeaway Trivia. I'm Leon, your pub quizmaster from Hereford, UK, bringing you another 4 rounds of pub quiz style trivia straight to your ears. Hope you've had a great week. I've had a week of personal development. In my real job, we've had to do some professional development courses. Not all of them have been serious, some of them have been for fun, so they offered us a chance to canoe down the River Wye. I opted out of that one. Do you remember when there was that whale in the Thames a few years ago? It would be like that if I did it, so I opted out of that, but went for a ghost walk around Hereford City instead. And it was really fascinating to see your hometown in a different light and learn about supposed ghosts that haunt the different buildings. So that was my highlight of the week. And I particularly enjoyed the end of the tour where we went to a pub and embraced spirits of a different kind. Anyway, enough about that. What have you been up to this week? Oh, talking of canoeing, hello to Amy from Team Ithaca, who's messaged to say, we have just rowed around 95% of Great Britain completely unsupported, rowing 24 hours a day. Today is day 39 at sea and we're 80 miles from our final destination in London, and we're on track to beat the speed record too. Along with 2 of my crewmates, Emma and Claire, we've been listening and playing your quiz during our 3 a.m. night rowing shifts. It's kept us awake, alert and really entertained. Blimey, a lot of people message me to say they listen to the quiz to help fall asleep. That was a big risk there. Amy says they've used the quiz to keep us motivated in some tough and challenging times. A shout out would be awesome, although hopefully we'll be listening from the comfort of our homes rather than the boat. It's Sunday morning as I record this. I've just checked in with Team Ithaca. They're currently on anchor because we've had some iffy weather over the last few days. I think it's been too windy for them to finish the last leg. But good luck, Team Ithaca, behind you all the way. What an amazing achievement. Good luck on the final leg. Next up, it's Neve Shevlin, who says, I've been listening along for the last few months and never miss an episode. My boyfriend and I have hired a car and we're travelling around Albania, Montenegro and Macedonia. We would love it if you could give us a shout out. Darren and Neve, hello. Safe travels. Hope you're having an awesome time. That sounds like an amazing journey. And I bet you're making some amazing memories. Have a good one. Hello to Millie and Bertie, who say, we're musicians from the southeast of England. We perform nearly every night, so we practically live in our car. We've smashed through your podcast on the way to and from our shows. Thank you for the entertainment on the journeys. P.S. We love the James Bond questions. Always got time for James Bond questions. I've had a sneaky peek. Millie and Bertie, you can listen to their stuff on Spotify. Go and check it out. Thank you for listening, guys. Hope you have some great gigs and safe travels. Owen says, hi there, love the podcast. We listen every week in the work van. That's a shout out to the boys at ACP Electrical. Thank you, gang. And hello to Effie Bashford, who says, I just wondered if I could get a shout out for my wonderful husband, Liam. It was his birthday on the 13th of July. We love your podcast and listen on our drives. My sister introduced us to your podcast. She's got good taste and we love it. Liam's really good on the film questions. Liam, happy birthday. Hope you had an awesome day. Effie, thank you for getting in touch. And finally, hello to Abby on Twitter, who says, hello, my girlfriend and I love listening to your podcast and are currently listening on a 5-hour drive, wow, to keep us awake. I hate to do it, but a little note for the correction section from a pharmacology grad. You asked what beta blockers reduce in episode 173. I did, you're right. To which the answer you gave was blood pressure. You're not wrong, but they also lower heart rate, cardiac output, and some hormonal activity from a system called RAS. Whatever that is. Thank you, Abby, for getting in touch. Good stuff. Safe drives, and thank you for enjoying the podcast. Right then, what's coming up on this week's edition? We've got the final fling, as usual, the return of quiz links, and something a little bit different this week, a whole round on science and nature. That's coming your way. But let's start with general knowledge. Oh, I forgot to say, actually, a few of you last week got in touch to say that some of the answers from the final fling last week was missing. I generally don't know what happened there. They were there in the edit, and somehow just went astray as I uploaded them up to the podcast server. So I've fixed the episode. I've pushed out an update. So if you still haven't heard the end of last week's episode, go to the main page on Spotify and you should find a complete episode 173 there. Sorry about that, gang. Generally don't know what happened. Right, let's crack on. Good luck. 10 questions, potluck, mixed bag trivia. It is general knowledge. And question number 1. What was the nickname of the nuclear weapons development project directed by Robert Oppenheimer? Number 1. What was the nickname of the nuclear weapons development project directed by Robert Oppenheimer? Number 2, which band had a hit with I'm a Barbie Girl in 1997? So number 2, which band had a hit with Barbie Girl back in 1997? Number 3, in which decade did the Mini car first appear on British roads? Number 3, in which decade did the Mini, the car, first appear on British roads? Number 4, which bird is the emblem of the USA? Question number 4, which bird is the emblem of the USA? Number 5, who was the man of the match at the 2023 FA Cup final? Number 5, at the FA Cup final this year, who was the man of the match? Number 6, to which country does the Galapagos Islands belong? Number 6, to which country does the Galapagos Islands belong? Number 7, which organisation preceded the UN? Number 7, which organisation preceded the UN? That's the United Nations, obviously. Number 8, who was the last Queen of Pakistan? Number 8, who was the last Queen of Pakistan? Number 9, what was the name of the hurricane that hit New Orleans in 2005? Number 9, what was the name of the hurricane that hit New Orleans in 2005? And number 10, in 1980, which country banned hang gliding for fear of its citizens escaping? Number 10, in 1980, which country banned hang gliding for fear of its citizens escaping? There you go, that's your 10 questions for starters. Hope you're off to a good strong start. A little bit of patience before we get to the answers. Round number 2 comes first after this break.
What's up? It's Kaylee Cuoco. When it comes to travel, we all have a happy place. I just went to my happy place. I just went to Maui, and it was truly amazing. Priceline has always been about getting you to your happy place for a happy price with deals you really can't find anywhere else. Like up to 60% off select hotels in Costa Rica or 5-star hotels for 2-star prices in Cabo.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Moving on to round number 2, and this week we're going to be taking a look at science and nature. 10 questions on technology, animals and the world around us. Let's get started. Number 1, which instrument is used for measuring atmospheric pressure? Number 1, what is the name of an instrument that is used for measuring atmospheric pressure? My grandparents used to have one in their home and I was always fascinated by it and tapped on it to find out what the weather would be. Number 2, from which country does the wombat come? Question number 2, from which country does the wombat come? Number 3, the H5N1 virus is better known as what? Question number 3, the H5N1 virus is better known as what? Number 4, what colour are the spots on a common ladybird or ladybug? Number 4, what colour are the spots on a common ladybird or ladybug? Number 5, how many pairs of ribs does a human have? Question 5, how many pairs of ribs does a human have? Number 6, what is the chemical symbol of tin? Number 6, what is the chemical symbol of tin? 7, what is the national bird of New Zealand? Question number 7, what is the national bird of New Zealand? Number 8, in which county would you find England's largest forest? Number 8, in which county would you find England's largest forest? Number 9, what does the G stand for when referring to GM crops? Question number 9, what does the G stand for when referring to GM crops? And number 10, what type of animal is a Turkish van? Number 10, what type of animal is a Turkish van? Never heard of that before today. Feel free to pause the podcast if you want a few more minutes to answer those questions, but here come the answers to general knowledge. Number 1, what was the nickname of the nuclear weapons development project directed by Robert Oppenheimer? It was the Manhattan Project. And number 2, which band had a hit with Barbie Girl back in 1997? It was Aqua. So are you a Barbie or an Oppenheimer person then? Which film are you going to go and see? I've got to admit, it's Barbie for me. It looks like fun. Number 3, in which decade did the Mini first appear on British roads? The 1950s. Number 4, which bird is the emblem of the USA? It's a bald eagle. Question number 5. Who was the man of the match at the 2023 FA Cup final? I'm not great when it comes to football. It's just something that doesn't interest me. So when I saw the name of this guy, I panicked. Mark, you've trained me how to pronounce this because you're a football fan, obviously. İlkay Gündoğan. I hope I've got that right. Number 6. Which country does the Galapagos... I want to say that again because I practiced so long, didn't I, Mark? İlkay Gündoğan. İlkay Gündoğan. There we go. Number 6. Which country does the Galapagos Island belong to? Ecuador. Number 7. Which organisation preceded the UN? That was the League of Nations. Number 8. Who was the last Queen of Pakistan? Queen Elizabeth II. Number 9. What was the name of the hurricane that hit New Orleans in 2005? Hurricane Katrina. And number 10. In 1980, which country banned hang gliding for fear of its citizens escaping? East Germany. And there we go. All right then, that is your general knowledge round done and dusted. Hang tight for your answers to the science and nature round. They're coming after round number 3. And this is Quizlinks. 5 general knowledge questions just to answer as normal, and then for a 6th bonus point I ask you to explain some kind of link between all your answers, assuming of course your answers are correct. It could be something like they're all breeds of dog, they're all tube station stops, or they're all flavours of Pringle. There will be one link that links all the answers. So let's start with question number 1. The Viaduc de Mur in France is one of the world's tallest what? So number 1, the Viaduc de Mur, that's Millau, in France is one of the world's tallest what? Number 2, true Cockneys are said to be born within the sound of the bell of which church in London? Question number 2, true Cockneys are said to be born within the sound of the bell of which church in London? If you don't know what a Cockney is, think Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins. Call blimey, Mary Poppins. Number 3, the movie Private Parts starred which controversial American radio DJ as himself? Question number 3, the movie Private Parts starred which controversial American radio DJ as himself? Number 4, Ron Burgundy is San Diego's top-rated newsreader in which movie? Number 4, Ron Burgundy is San Diego's top-rated newsreader in which movie? Number 5, which is the only city in the UK to have its own independent telephone network company called KCOM? Number 5, which is the only city in the UK to have its own independent telephone network company called KCOM? And number 6, what is the link between all of your answers? Number 6, what's the link between all of your answers? There we go. Hope you've done all right on Quizlinks. Hope you've got that link. While you're pondering that, let's take a look at the answers to science and nature. Number 1, which instrument is used for measuring atmospheric pressure? A barometer. Number 2, from which country does the wombat come? Australia. Number 3, the H5N1 virus is better known as what? That's bird flu or avian influenza. Number 4, what colour are the spots on a common ladybird or ladybug? They're black. 5, how many pairs of ribs does a human have? 12. Number 6, what is the chemical symbol of tin? SN. 7, what is the national bird of New Zealand? A kiwi. Number 8, in which county is England's largest forest? That's in Northumberland, and it's 60,000 hectares. It's Kelder Forest. Number 9, what does the G stand for when referring to GM crops? It's genetically. And number 10, what type of animal is a Turkish van? It's a cat. That's your science and nature answers. How have you done on Quizlinks? Let's find out the answers to those. So, number 1 in Quizlinks, the Viaduct or Viaduct de Millau, in France is the world's tallest what? One of the world's tallest bridges. Number 2, true Cockneys are born within the sound of the bell of which church? St Mary Le Bow. I'll accept Bow Church, that's fine. Number 3, the movie Private Parts starred which controversial American radio DJ as himself? Howard Stern. Number 4, Ron Burgundy is San Diego's top-rated newsreader in which movie? Anchorman. Number 5, which is the only city in the UK to have its own independent telephone network company called KCOM? It's Kingston upon Hull. I'd accept Hull for short, that's fine. It's really distinctive actually. If you're overseas, England is famous for its red telephone boxes. Not in Hull. In Hull, they are cream telephone boxes because they're owned by KCOM. Number 6, what is the connection between all your answers? You should have had bridge, bow or bow, stern, anchor, hull. They're all parts of a ship. That's what we were looking for. Well done if you got it right. That's Quizlinks and Science and Nature done. Are you ready for the final challenge in this week's Takeaway Trivia? 15 questions, mixed bag. Let's get set for the final fling. And so we're already at the final round. What is going on? It's gone far too quick today. Hope you're enjoying it. And let's have those 15 questions. Number 1. A teeter-totter is the American word for what playground item? Number 1. A teeter-totter is the American word for what playground item? Number 2. What name is given to the glowing curly wire in an old styly light bulb? So number 2. What name is given to the glowing curly wire in an old style light bulb? Number 3. What is the state capital of Tasmania? Question 3. What is the state capital of Tasmania? Come to Tasmania. I used to love that cartoon with the Tasmanian devil. Do you remember that? Number 4. Colonel Sir Archibald David Stirling was the founder of which famous British Army unit? Number 4. Colonel Sir Archibald David Stirling was the founder of which famous British Army unit? Number 5. What was Alan Shearer's first league club? So number 5. What was Alan Shearer's first league club? Number 6, what are the lines on a map which can join places with the same height called? So number 6, what are the lines on a map which join places with the same height called? You'll see them squiggly brown lines all over, for instance, an Ordnance Survey map. What are they called? Number 7, who played the role of Mary Goodnight in the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun? Number 7, who played the role of Mary Goodnight in the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun? Number 8, who was the US president at the end of World War II? Number 8, who was US president at the end of World War II? Number 9, what is 1/3 of 1/2? So number 9, what is 1/3 of 1/2? Number 10, traditionally, what colour is Bristol glass? So question number 10, traditionally, what colour is Bristol glass? Number 11, which actor and author wrote a series of science fiction novels and a television series called Tech Wars? That's T-E-K. I remember these, they came out in the 90s. Pretty good, actually. Quite enjoyed them. Number 11, which actor and author wrote a series of science fiction novels and a TV series called Tech Wars? Number 12, which French port is closest to Britain? Number 12, which French port is closest to Britain? Number 13, the illness pertussis is more commonly known as what? So 13, the illness pertussis, P-E-R-T-U-S-S-I-S, is more commonly known as what? Number 14, what does the Q stand for in IQ? Number 14, what does the Q stand for in IQ? And number 15, who was Jamie Lee Curtis's father? Number 15, who was Jamie Lee Curtis's father? There you go, that's the trickier questions of this week's podcast done. Bit of a mixed bag there. Let's find out the answers. Feel free to pause the podcast if you want a bit longer to prep your answers to the final fling, but if you're ready, here they come. Number 1. A teeter-totter is the American word for what playground item? A seesaw. You don't see them around so much these days, do you? Are they still a thing? Number 2. What name is given to the glowing curly wire in an old-style light bulb? That is filament. The world's oldest light bulb that's still going is obviously a filament light bulb. It's called the Centennial Light. It's in Livermore, California. It currently resides in the Livermore Pleasantation Fire Department. And it's been burning since 1901. They've even got a webcam on it, and the Guinness Book of World Records has noted it as the world's longest running light bulb. That's incredible, isn't it? Number 3. What is the state capital of Tasmania? Hobart. Number 4. Sir Archibald David Stirling, or Colonel Sir Archibald David Stirling, was the founder of which famous British Army unit? The SAS, or Special Air Service. Number 5, what was Alan Shearer's first league club? That was Southampton. Number 6, what are the lines on a map which join places with the same height called? Contours. 7, who played the role of Mary Goodnight in the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun? That was Britt Eklund. Number 8, who was the US president at the end of World War II? Harry Truman. 9, what is 1/3 of 1/2? It's 1/6. Number 10, traditionally, what colour is Bristol glass? Blue. 11, which actor and author wrote a series of science fiction novels and a TV series called Tech Wars? William Shatner. Number 12, Which French port is closest to Britain? Calais. Number 13, the illness pertussis is more commonly known as what? Whooping cough. What does the Q stand for in IQ? It's quotient, intelligence quotient. I had to look up how to pronounce that, so my intelligence quotient is lower than I would have hoped. And number 15, who was Jamie Lee Curtis's father? Tony Curtis. And that's it. That's Takeaway Trivia done for another week. Hope you've done well in this week's edition. Award yourself a reward. If you have done well, maybe take yourself to your favourite bar and get your favourite drink, or just make a nice cup of tea and celebrate. I'll leave you, as always, with one final tat fact. Did you know that back in 2004, just before Valentine's Day, Barbie and Ken split up? And like, full-on split up. She even had a rebound relationship with a guy called Blaine Gordon, who made his debut during the 2004 Toy Fair. Mattel continued to make only Blaine Gordons. So for 2 years, it was Barbie and Blaine, until in 2006, Ken reappeared with an updated look and style, and they've been together ever since. Aww. Thank you for playing Takeaway Trivia once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or follow wherever you get this podcast from, for it to be delivered direct to your device. Have a great week, have a safe week, and I'll quiz again soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed playing this week's Takeaway Trivia. Don't forget, we're now available wherever you get your podcasts, so please subscribe, rate and review to help this podcast grow. Also, if there's anything you'd like to be tested on, any subjects you'd like to hear in the quiz, please get in touch. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/takeawaytrivia or on Twitter at BarWars. Speak to you soon. The intro music is There It Is by Kevin MacLeod, available from incomputech.filmmusic.io, licensed by creativecommons.org.